For today's adventure, we're going to go down a road less traveled. We're going to check out one of Western New York's more famous haunted highways. Today, we're going to go down Delaware Road in Clarence, New York. Let's go. Okay, so this particular adventure is an example of one of my classic redos. So many years ago, my team and we came down here and we shot a paranormal video about Delaware Road. But the reason I'm redoing it is we got here late at night. It was pretty much just us walking around and attempting to get evidence of paranormal activity from the road. So it wasn't what I would consider a very good video. And it certainly didn't showcase Delaware Road the way I would actually like it to have been done. So I'm gonna come out here and we're gonna talk a little bit about it. And we're gonna get a real good look at a better feel for Delaware Road itself. You know, what it looks like, what vibes there are, you know, all that sort of thing. So I guess the first thing is, what would make Delaware Road a haunted highway? Well, it's not really out in the middle of nowhere because it's kind of in Clarence Center. So I tried to deep dive what I could, come up with to find out anything that happened here that would make it a haunted road. And I really couldn't come up with a lot, at least not a lot that I could prove. The one main thing, that there's been a lot of accidents out here on the road. Fatalities, I'd have to deep dive that a little bit. If anyone's found anything about that, definitely you can put that into the comments. Supposedly, Delaware Road was the site of a lot of Klan activity. So a lot of nefarious things supposedly happened out here. What? I really, really don't know. And something like that would be hard to prove because there'd be certainly no records of finding bodies out here from Klan activity or anything of the like. Now, that being said, when we did our investigation out here years ago, we did get a help me EVP from a female. So I don't know if that's exactly connected to the Klan activity or not. That would be about the only thing I could think of that would lead to any paranormal activity. Nonetheless, Delaware Road certainly has its history of paranormal activity. So what kind of paranormal activity has been reported here on Delaware Road? Well, there are several. It's basically a spook highway. There's been a lot of reports of like ghost lights, orbs, and the such. A lot of people come out here at night and get a lot of orb pictures. Although, who knows? That could be dust, that could be anything. Because orbs are definitely a tricky subject in the paranormal community. Another report that people see is actually borders on fantastic. People have reported seeing a spectral hybrid of a horse and a dog. Now, that's not something that we encountered, of course, out here during our investigation. And as far as I know, there's no direct proof, like photographs or EVPs or anything like that, showing this animal. Nonetheless, people say they do see this. Now, exactly what could that be? If there was a lot of negative vibes on this place and there was a lot of negative things that happened, I would say it's possible that it could be some type of hellhounds, because hellhounds are definitely a popular part of the crypto zoo here in Western New York. So it's also been a spot of noted UFO activity. So how does that resonate with me? Well, the airport's not that far from here, so are people seeing what they want to see, or is there genuine UFO activity here along Clarence Road? And could that explain some of the ghost lights that are seen here? Really don't know. So what else has been seen here along Delaware Road to give it the haunted reputation? Well, the star of the show seems to be an old man in coveralls. He has been seen walking this road and he would just disappear. Now, what's really disconcerting about this report is he's often seen with a young girl. Of course, also spectral. So Could they be? Could there have been a farm here somewhere? Because it's definitely farmland. Did they live here? But why would this ghost of the elderly man and the young girl be constantly reported here on Delaware Road? That is, I don't have any answers for that. I couldn't come up with any graves or anything like that because I couldn't come up with any names to go with that. So that's pretty much wraps up the paranormal activity on Delaware Road. It's not as famous as its cousin Pigman Road, Holland Road properly. It's not as famous as the other major spook highways like Military Road and Route 5 and the 90. However, it is definitely a fixed piece of haunted folklore here in Western New York. And for it to make its rounds the way it has, I just have to reason that people are definitely seeing something on Delaware Road here. So this isn't exactly going to be an investigation. I'm here talking about Delaware Road. So I don't really have my gear on me, so I'm not going to turn this into something where I'm going to be here all day trying to get EVPs or catch paranormal activity. What I am doing here is just giving you a better look at the road, a better feel for the stories that come out of this fantastic piece of haunted history. Okay, with that, it's time to get out of here. So if you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Well, here is at least sad proof of one fatality along this road. Laura Taggart and Luke Malrick. Rest in peace. There's even a little bridge. Don't want to stay here too long. Rest in peace, you beautiful family. Wow, there's actually a piece of the vehicle. So sad. Delaware Road. Well, like I said, I was driving away from here and I came across the site here that I just showed you of a fatality of Lauren Taggart and Luke Malik. So sad, but it kind of goes against what I said about no proof of any fatalities along Delaware Road. You don't need any more proof than this, folks. Kind of a heartbreaking way to exit the video, but if nothing else, you can talk about them a little bit, and may they be forever remembered, and may they rest in peace.